Hey y'all, what's up? My name's Kelsey K, otherwise known as Kelsey K MUA, and I wanted to thank you so much for being here today. Guys, I'm really excited because today we're going to be playing around with some color. I'm going to be doing an eyeshadow look today with the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill eyeshadow palette. I love this palette. Oh my goodness. Okay, so whether you like Jaclyn Hill or not, you have to admit that if you have this palette, it is thebomb.com. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna be playing around with that today. I'm gonna be doing a really cool eyeshadow look today. So I've already applied a good base to my makeup. I already have on primer, foundation, bronzer, brows, whatever else. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on some primer, and then we can jump right on into the tutorial. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and first start off here with primer. Here I have from the Body Shop, this is the Instablur All-in-One Eye Primer. I absolutely adore this eyeshadow primer because it is just a really fantastic formula. It is light. It is slightly tinted a little bit too. I kind of want to show you what it looks like, but I'm afraid it's going to like fall off my finger because it's so... Yeah, there we go. See how it's like kind of tinted there? Kind of yellowy. Yeah, so I really like that. It also does look nice on a variety of skin tones as well, just because even though it is slightly tinted, it's not fully opaque, so it's not going to be all one color. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply that with my finger here all over the lid. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and also set down my eyeshadow primer with my blending sponge. Ooh, I also kind of want to bake my nose today too. I'm going to have to bake. Okay, so now that we are all nice and zoomed in, all nice and close and personal, I already put some baking powder on my nose. It looks a little crazy, but this is kind of what I have to do when I want to bake my nose a little bit. Just kind of put a lot of powder here. I get so freaking oily, like right here on my nose, and then like right here I tend to lose a lot of foundation because the foundation, like my nose gets so oily to a point where it just kind of breaks down the foundation and then just like slides right off. So if I even so much as like touch my nose, like the foundation is just gone. I look like Rudolph. So picking up my Jaclyn Hill palette, I am first going to go ahead and set the entire lid with this shade right here. I believe that this is the shade Silk Cream. I'm going to go ahead and cover my entire lid with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and run this through the crease. Now the reason why I wanted something that was a little bit more neutral tone, this is a little bit more brown for what I wanted, but that's okay. I do like that this is a nice cool tone brown though. Okay, so next up what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut my crease a little bit. I want to take this purple shade in the palette right here called Royalty. I want to put that in the crease as well, right underneath that brown shade. So taking this on a really nice, like thick, kind of fluffy brush, I'm going to dip here into the shadow, tap off the excess, and just go right in. Now when you first start out and start blending, it's totally okay for it to look kind of crazy because eyeshadow always looks ridiculously insane until you're like done. Until you're done and like you've got on like your mascara, eyeliner, like whatever else. Like eyeshadow like in the middle of it does look kind of crazy, so please do not get discouraged if you feel like you're like, oh my gosh, this looks insane, like oh I look stupid, like oh, like no, I promise you, you do not look dumb. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clean this up a little bit later, but I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye. Okay, so taking that first brush that I had for my transition shade, I'm just going to go ahead and fluff out the edges of this purple, make it look a little bit more smoky as opposed to it just being like a harsh line. We do not like harsh lines. We like fluffy and smoky and beautiful. See how much better that looks? So look at the difference between my two eyes. So you see how this one looks like much more like fluffy and smoky and like blown out, and then this one's just very like just like a line. You don't want this. Like you want to do this. You want to really smoke out this eyeshadow look, especially when you're working with like darker colors and darker colored shadows. You want to make sure that you are really blending this bad boy out so then it just looks nice and like really done up. And by the way, I had no additional product on this brush either. It was just whatever was already on the brush. I didn't dip back into any more of that brown shade. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and kind of cut the crease, but first I am going to wipe off the lid too, so I want to start with a really, really clean base. So the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water, I'm going to go ahead and take this on a Q-tip and clean up the lid. Okay, so go ahead and just taking that on a Q-tip, I am going to go ahead and clean up this lid.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that that lid is all nice and clean, we have a nice clean base, I am going to go ahead and take my, this is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk, so it's a really, really nice white, almost like a concealer type. Dang guys, I'm just like not having the best of luck today. So my memory card, like the storage was full on it in the middle of filming this video, and now my battery just died. So thankfully I have a replacement battery, like thank you, oh my goodness. But so hopefully now we're not going to have any more technical problems, so we can go ahead and continue. So I'm going to go ahead and take that Jumbo Eye Pencil and just kind of fill in that space. And I really, really love this Jumbo Eye Pencil too for making your shadows look more vibrant and more, just really make them pop, because when you have a more like pale base under it, it really makes those eyeshadows more vibrant. Now another thing, you can also do this technique with a concealer as well. I just prefer to do the white pencil when I am doing something that's more of like a vibrant look. If I'm doing something that's kind of just like a shimmer, I'll use a concealer, but when I really want to use those nice pops of color, I want to make sure that they really stand out and make the biggest impact as possible. Okay, so next, starting with that outer corner, I am going to take this shade right here in the palette called Twerk and pack that on the white. Oh my goodness, you see how beautiful that blue is? That's so pretty! Another really important thing that you guys want to remember too is to not set this base too. So if you, even if like you want to make sure you work pretty quickly too, so then make sure that it doesn't crease, so then you don't have like a whole bunch of like little waves in your eyeshadow either. But you really want to make sure that you are not setting down this this white base too, because otherwise your shadows are not going to stick as well. They're not going to be nearly as vibrant. So next up, I'm going to flip over that brush, because I was really only using the dirty side there, so you can see the blue in there. If you flip over your brush, you got a clean brush now. Especially only when you're packing though. If you're blending, you definitely want to use a different brush. But so next up, I'm going to go ahead and take this shade right here in the palette called Diva. And then pack that right here next to the blue. Okay, so now on a different packing brush, I'm going to go ahead and take this shade right here called Jada. And then pack that on right here next to the green. Do you see how pigmented that is? Like how bright that is? Oh my gosh, really beautiful. And so then kind of on top of that, I'm going to take this lash shade right here called Pool Party and kind of get that mostly in the inner corner here and then kind of swoop it into that teal. Swoop. I like that word. Swoop. Yeah. Okay, awesome. So then in the same order, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and use the same colors in the same sequential order from the inner corner to the outer corner. This is always the trickiest thing about doing your lower lash line, is trying to not stab yourself in the eye when you're trying to do it. And making sure that we're really connecting those outer corners too. I am going to take my blending sponge and kind of just do this a little bit, because on this eye I feel like it's just not as cleaned up as it should be. Just kind of dab it. There we go. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so normally what I would do is I would take that purple and kind of just like smoke out this lower lash line a little bit. I'm not going to take any additional product, but I am just going to go ahead and take that same brush and just very, very gently towards the very bottom. Just gonna give ourselves a little bit more dimension and not make it look as like blunt. Yeah, that's so much better. B-E-A, beautiful! Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and jump into eyeliner. So today for eyeliner, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black Liquid Eyeliner. I honestly, like, ever since I tried this, I have just been so in love, and I can't stop using it. Yeah. I love a nice big old wing. Don't you just hate it when, like, you feel like one of your wings is just absolutely snatched and the other one is like broken, like you got some broken wings or something? Yeah, me too. And so today for mascara, I'm going to go ahead and be taking the CoverGirl Lash Blast Fusion Mascara. I really, really love this mascara. I had been a really, really big fan of the Lash Blast volume one. It was the one in the orange tube. But this one I am also really in love with. You know, CoverGirl has always had really, really awesome mascaras. So what I do, maybe I should, do you guys want to see like an in-depth tutorial on like how I do my mascara? Because I have so many people ask me, and they're like, what do you do when you're trying to get like really, really big lashes? Like, So let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing a full-blown like mascara technique tutorial, because I'd be totally willing to do that. Okay, so I went and wiped all that baking powder off my nose, and so lastly for inner corner highlight, I'm going to go ahead and be taking this shade right here in the palette called In Light. I think I'm also going to mix it with this shade right here called Beam. I have that right here on the inner corner. Oh, so pretty. So, so pretty. And then also using that as a brow bone highlight as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you on out. I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup off camera, and yeah. Well guys, this is the finished look. I am really, really excited as to how this turned out. Like, oh my gosh, this highlight is bomb. Oh my goodness, my nose looks like a light bulb. Now every single time I look at my nose with the nose highlight on, all I can think of is my mom, so thanks Mom. But no, I really, really love the way this look turned out. I think it's really pretty. Let me know down in the comments if you also think it is really cool. Let me know also, like I said, if you guys want to see like a full-blown like mascara technique tutorial or any other type of like technique tutorial based on like whatever you guys want to see, okay? I am willing to do anything you guys want to see. I started this channel for me, but I'm going to keep it up for you guys. So yeah, that's about it. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to this channel so you can go ahead and see more videos of me doing stuff like this. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one.